My short-term goal was to study 350 pages of FINRA Series 7 Study Guide by July 31st, 2018 to get ready for my Series 7 exam that I had to take last year. My job at Raymond James was to advise people on their wealth. The law says I have to take an exam that the Regulation Enforcement Agency FINRA conducts. My goal was to read 350 pages of the Series 7 study guide so I could pass my exam and get my Series 7 license so I could keep my job at Raymond James and become a wealth manager and stockbroker. Yes, I did achieve my short-term goal. I read 350 pages of the study guide before July 31st, 2018. I was able to find time during the day while I was at work and weekends to complete my goal as well as after work during the weekdays. At the time, I had a full-time job at Raymond James while I was going to school, so I had to create a few tactics to get me through the 12 pages a day. The Series 7 exam is not very easy and quite complicated to understand for the most part, because of the various stock and financial regulations and laws that I have to comprehend. So I had to use time management very wisely. During the week, I would get all my schoolwork done during my lunch break and after work. I would come home and spend 3 hours a day on my schoolwork and then spend 3 hours on my study guide. That usually gave me enough time to be able to comprehend the pages. I never worked on the weekends, so I was able to complete my studying and was able to get back to the pages I had read from earlier in the week to make sure I understood them. Also, I tested myself every week on all the pages I read to make sure that I was comprehending the 12 pages I read a day. The tactics have worked very well. The 3 strict hours I allotted every day for schoolwork and studying for the exam really helped me get my goal accomplished. It was not easy sometimes because of the lack of free and personal time, but I was able to get 350 pages read in an efficient time and manner without stressing too much. By the time the July 31st, 2018 deadline came around, I knew those 350 pages backwards and forwards. Also, the self-testing helped me go back over the information I needed to read and study again to become more confident in the material that I was having trouble with. My circumstances have changed over the past year since I have written the original goals assigned to me. I have always wanted to raise money and fund movies because of my interest and position I had at Raymond James, as well as my love of film. However, in the past year since I have made the original goal assignment, I have had an internship at Peter Guber's production company, Mandalay Pictures in Los Angeles, California. The in-depth look at I got to see in the development of a script to the production process of making a movie has piqued my interest in producing movies. My main focus is to focus on becoming a film producer and the business side of making films, and not so much the raising of the money. Though that might be a part of the job in producing, my goal is to apply for more producing internships and to build my resume for when I graduate college. My new short-term goal is to apply for and get accepted to one production company internship in Los Angeles by June 30th, 2019. The tactics I will use is to create an updated resume and start applying online to at least 3 production companies a day that have internships available. Also, to go online and research all production companies, big or small, to see which ones I would be interested in applying to. My medium-term goal was to get an internship at a wealth management company last year. I was a receptionist at Raymond James last year, but I was hoping to get an internship with the company or another wealth management company. I researched all the wealth management companies locally. Also, I updated and printed out a bunch of resumes and applied online and drove around to many wealth management companies and applied in person. I was able to ultimately get an internship with Raymond James. Also, my long-term goal was to take and pass the Certified Financial Planner Board Certification examination. I have studied the exam and have completed 450 study questions since last year. My goal was to complete 1,000 study questions by the time I take the exam in June 24th, 2020. Also, I've saved the $595 that is required to take the exam. Moreover, I have studied for the exam since last year. The circumstances has changed since last year. Even though I have completed the Raymond James internship, I am no longer pursuing a career at Raymond James, trying to create a hedge fund to fund movies, or continuing to study for the Certified Financial Planner Board Certification examination. I was encouraged to apply for an internship at Peter Gooper's production company, Mandalay Pictures in Los Angeles, and my new medium-term goal is to get an assistant job at a major production company by June 24th, 2020. Also, my new long-term goal is to become an associate producer by June 30th, 2022.